From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, July 10th, 2017. Silver is trading at $15.28 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,210 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 2.8 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $2,479. Antiwar.com reports for at least the third time in less than a month, the Iraqi government has declared victory in the battle for Mosul, which has raged since October. As with the previous two occasions, this declaration was made even as fighting raged just blocks away. This is a victory over the Islamic State or a liberation of the city, though in practice it's more accurate to call it a virtually total destruction of the major city, with locals in the ruins morosely watching the repeated victory celebrations in the rubble of the old city and noting that no effort has been made to even attempt reconstruction. Even Iraqi state media is no longer pretending that the consecutive declarations were anything decisive, but did insist that the fighting is going really well and predicted final victory would be declared soon, perhaps even a matter of hours. The prediction of the Islamic State falling in a matter of hours, too, has been repeated for weeks on end. Top Iraqi commanders are talking less and less about the ongoing fighting and more about killing those routed the Islamic State forces trying to flee. That's been a recurring strategy for Iraq, but giving defeated forces no place to flee is also convincing many of the Islamic State fighters they have to fight to the death, which is dragging out the fighting in the old city. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spend-A-Bit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spend-A-Bit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. UPI reports about 50 KKK members protesting the removal of a Confederate statue in Charlottesville, Virginia, were outnumbered by an estimated 1,000 counter-protesters. On Saturday, the North Carolina-based Loyal White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan protested the city's decision to take down the statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee and rename the park that houses the statue. The Klansmen, some in Klan's robes and carrying flags, gathered around the base of another statue, a statue of Confederate General Stonewall Jackson, during the hour-long rally. In April, Charlottesville City Council voted 3-2 to remove the statue of Lee and rename the park Emancipation Park. The council also wants to change the name of a park named for Jackson to Justice Park, but had not discussed removing that statue. Charlottesville Judge Richard Moore ruled that the Lee statue cannot be removed for 6 months, and a court decision is expected sometime in November. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports a fast-moving wildfire continued to burn over the weekend through thousands of more acres of steep terrain near California's central coast, according to officials on Sunday, as high temperatures and parched vegetation fueled dozens of blazes in the U.S. West and Southwest. The Alamo fire has engulfed about 24,000 acres in the area of the border between San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties, a few miles from the city of Santa Maria, according to the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, or CAL FIRE for short. That was up from 19,000 acres Saturday evening. CAL FIRE said about 15% of the fire had been contained by Sunday evening, adding that the fire has so far destroyed one structure and was threatening more than 130 others. On Saturday, hundreds of people were ordered to evacuate the remote canyons affected by the fire. No injuries have been reported thus far, and hundreds of firefighters were trying to stop the fire from reaching wineries in the south and electric transmission lines to the southeast, according to Santa Barbara County officials. The Alamo fire was one of about 50 large uncontained fires burning in western states. A wave of scorching weather has hit California in recent days. On Saturday, a fire at an electrical power station in Los Angeles left 140,000 residents without power after a second straight day marked by temperatures that exceeded 90 degrees. On Sunday, power was restored to those 140,000 people. However, the LA Department of Water and Power said although power was restored, crews continued to work to repair damages. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.